Hi guys, I up here on the roof, been doing some work this evening, and anyway, thought I'd do a story. Boot camp style hat back in the probably I don't know, it's probably like I don't know, late 70s, early 80s on till the early 2000s, right? Coast Guard style, generic hat. Everybody had a couple in boot camp at least. Anyway, so after boot camp, I went to my first unit. That's where the story takes place. And go to my first unit, show up in Juneau, Alaska. I was going to Auk Bay, which is like a suburb of Juneau. But anyway, so go get there, trout journey up to Alaska, right? North to Alaska. And I get picked up at the airport by a coastie. Coastie takes me to the small boat station, explains that my patrol boat has gone. They're covering for another patrol boat. Probably just because that kind of situation, probably the Noshan, or as some affectionately call it, the no-show. Anyway, so I have to work at the small boat station until my patrol boat gets back. This is the way it's going to be. And so I do that for a couple of days, maybe a few days. One of the days, maybe in the morning, wake me up, tell me, trying to remember, it's been so long, but anyway, they tell me, hey, these are your plane tickets, you're flying to Ketchikan, you're meeting the patrol boat down there. So I get all dressed and packed, and all my possessions in the whole world, you know, my sea bag, probably, I think I was hauling a few books too, so I don't know, it was well over 100 pounds for the sea bag, right? Like, I've got it packed, you know, maximum packing. So like boots, they've got, you know, socks, whatever else jammed into them as tight as possible, everything like super well packed. If you've ever packed a sea bag and that's all you can carry, like you probably practice rolling stuff up tight, fitting it in. Anyway, so I head out, get to Ketchikan eventually on the plane, land, getting my bag at baggage claim, and somebody in a life jacket shows up. So the airport in Ketchikan is on an island, separate from the island that the town of Ketchikan is on, right? So anyway, Ketchikan is like this town that's kind of along a channel between these two islands, and the channel, what is the name of it? Anyway, is where everything's built on the shore, right? So this person in a life jacket is, or float coat, I can't remember, some kind of PFD, personal flotation device, picks me up. It's like, hey, come with me. I'm the only guy in Bravos, Coast Guard Bravos, at the station. So this is a good time to explain. If you're not familiar with Bravos lingo, right? It's the second level of dress uniform down from Alpha. Oh yeah, oh, Alphas, Bravos, right? So you know, it's just it's still a dress uniform, like coat, tie, like the whole deal. Alphas is like bow tie, white shirt, that kind of thing, but still all in blue. Anyway, in Bravo. So they're like, yeah, come on, let's go. So walk down the dock at the airport, get on a little Coast Guard non-standard boat, like it's a diesel powered, aluminum hulled deal, which used to be a lot more common. I think now you see a lot of outboard type deals. They're faster and more maneuverable. You know, it's good, I guess. But anyway, get aboard this little diesel boat. There's like a couple of seamen and a bosun mate, and so get on the boat. Pretty excited, right? Coast Guard, you know, finally feel like I'm in the real Coast Guard. I think this is my first Coast Guard boat ride, actually, thinking of it. Yeah, first time. And so we chug along, you know, got my life jacket over my Bravos, pretty good stuff. And we go I get to see Ketchikan from the water, which is how you should see Ketchikan and any other town with a waterfront, right? You should see it from the water first. Like, it only makes sense, and it totally sets you up for understanding the town better, right? So anyway, we're going along. I get to see like 1,000 bald eagles, which I've never seen so many bald eagles before. Neighbors working on a Subaru, so yeah. Anyway, so see all these eagles, you know, they're just out there eating, you know, cannery scraps, I guess. So it's just not the majestic bald eagle that we like to think about. Anyway, you know, this is how it is. So the ride, we get to the station Ketchikan, you know, and I hang out there for a little bit, probably in the radio room. Actually, definitely in the radio room. I totally remember that. Which is cool. It's nice to be able to picture the people that you talk to on the radio, and so I was able to, for the next like year or so, while they're still the same people, it's nice when you hear someone's voice. You can actually picture them. I don't know, human stuff, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so we get the word that patrol boat is pulling in, so I walk across the base with my sea bag and my Bravos, my not super practical dress shoes, you know, leather shoes with like slick bottoms. Anyway, I get to the pier. I see these patrol boats, like super cool, right? I think there was the patrol boat that was stationed there. There's the patrol boat on the other side of the pier that I think must have broken down or something, and my patrol boat took over for, and so it's like the Anacapa and the Nashan, and then the Liberty, good old Liberty, and so the Liberty is just tying up to one of the other patrol boats. They're like a beam, right? There's like not enough room on the pier or the dock, so they've got one of them's here against the dock, right? Then the next one is tied off to that other boat. It's convenient, especially when they're the same type of boat, like all the deck heights and everything line up perfect for tie-ups. Anyway, so where was I? Yes, I walked down, and when you get onto a Coast Guard boat, vessel, Navy too, and Marine Corps, probably the Army, who has more boats than the Navy, as I understand, and more aircraft than the Air Force, which right, you know. Anyway, when you get onto a vessel, you're supposed to salute the national flag, right? And the bridge. Right? So even if there's no one on the bridge, it's just a symbolic thing. You're saluting the captain or whoever's in charge, right? The officer of the deck up there, presumably. So you, as you do this, or your salute is supposed to be as you are crossing onto the boat. So it's this, you know, 2 salute deal. You know, stern, bridge, step on the boat. So, new guy, you know, totally new guy, just a little Coast Guard baby, just a little toddler, right? Walking down my sea bag, my Bravos. Sea bag is like on my shoulder, over my shoulder. I don't know. The thing is, you know, it feels like 200, 300 pounds by now, right? I've been looking around all day, and I'm probably like 150 pounds in all my clothes and everything. At the time, post boot camp, I looked like I came out of a prisoner of war camp. So I was like, no body fat, like face was like skeleton face. So probably have a picture somewhere. Anyway, I might be 140 pounds. I don't know. So get there, cross. I gotta do 2 boats, right? So I cross over the first one, do my salutes. Everything's fine. I don't trip or fall because I'm looking everywhere but my feet while I'm carrying this humongous bag on my, this left side, right? Because I got to salute with my right. Fun fact: if you have a broken arm or no arm on your right, you can salute with your left hand. It's totally cool. It's totally the way to go. Also, I think if you're a bosun mate and you're working your bosun pipe, right? You're going. You're doing your deal, right? You're it's terrible. Bosun mates right now are like ready to kill me, probably. But you are allowed to salute with your left hand, which is a rare privilege, right? That is afforded those of the bosun mate world. So anyway, first boat totally good to go. Second boat, they've just tied up. And a lot of times, not always, between 2 boats, there'll be a gangplank, right? There'll be like some kind of a thing so you don't fall between the boats as you're going across. Maybe even some boats, it'll be a bigger distance. These boats are kept apart by some barrel fenders, which are a couple of feet across. I'd say probably 2.5 feet, maybe. I can't remember how big they were, but great big barrel fender. So that is what is keeping them apart. And conveniently, and this is something we used to do just to reduce the chance of somebody like falling down between the boats, right where there's an opening in the wires on the side of the boat to pass. Yeah, so the lifelines on the side of the boat, there's a spot that's open, and we typically would put a fender there. It's big. It's like we call them barrel fenders, and they're like the size of a barrel, and not like a 50-gallon drum, but something a little bit smaller. I don't know. So anyway, there's one of those there, and I'm crossing over, doing my salute thing. New guy, totally scared out of my mind. Little things are big things when you don't have much to compare it to, right? So new guy is crossing over, step into the void between the boats, thinking I'm stepping on something solid, right? There's in my peripheral or whatever, there's this barrel fender. I don't know anything. I don't realize that this thing is actually a death trap for someone that weighs like almost 300 pounds like me. So I've got my sea bags over my left shoulder. I'm saluting with my right, and I don't remember where I'm saluting at the time. Yeah, I do. I think I'm doing the stern, doing the bridge, and right as I'm doing my last salute, I go down. Like I step on this barrel fender. It's soft and squishy. I go down, not right away, not like immediate fall, just fall down, but it's more like a little bit of a Wile E. Coyote thing. Like I've stepped out off the cliff, and then I just kind of slowly go down. But I go down, and I go down till the deck is right there with my chest. I have my sea bag on my shoulder or whatever. I just accidentally basically have it roll over, like just boom, like this over. It lands on the deck. That weight is gone, right? Like I've reached the peak moment of my descent, right? And now I start the ascent, and so I get launched back up, and while I'm still saluting. So I'm dropping my salute. I didn't even know what's happening, right? I don't have time to know what's happening. Dropping my salute, I just almost casually, but accidentally, step back onto the the deck level. I step onto the Liberty, the new patrol boat that I'm going to deck, right? Of course, you know, new guy here. Everybody just tied up the boat. Like almost all of the crew is on the deck right now. Somebody starts to clap, right? Maybe some cat calls. I don't remember. You know, slaps on the back, welcome aboard. You know, it's a pretty good deal. Of course, I feel ridiculously sheepish, but you know, what can you do? New guys, right? These new guys are terrible. So we head down below decks, and they show me my bunk, give me some time to change. I change into my working blues, right? Back in the old working blue gas station attendant uniforms. I get that on, and then they blindfold me, and I have to egress the boat two different ways. I have to find 2 different ways. Oh, as I walk down, maybe this is after egressing the boat, I walk down, and the cook, Marty, is down there on the mess deck. And as soon, like, I'm partway down the ladder, and he's like, "Hey, man." And everyone's that's had this scenario happen to them, it's gonna enjoy this. "Hey, man, you like Fatback?" And I don't know anything about Fatback. Like, I've grown up all over the world. Even I mean, I spent some time in Biloxi. It's a little kid though, right? You know, I don't think we were eating Fatback, but you know, nothing in my life living all over had ever prepared me for Fatback. I don't know, didn't ever run across it, so I don't know what it is. And I tell him, like, sorry, I don't know what Fatback is, and he doesn't even talk to me after that. He just is like mumbles something under his breath, you know, shakes his head, and goes into the galley. Marty was not impressed, but anyway, I think I made up for it later. But anyway, so we've already gotten out away from town. We're gone a ways out. Maybe even had lunch. I don't know. Can't remember what time it was when I got there. Whatever. Steam out, and you know, I kind of remember it was like the small boat met us. Like, they went into town, and they were gonna like catch up to us later because they needed milk and eggs or something. They hadn't procured enough milk and eggs for the trip, something like that. It's funny, I remember that now. But anyway, so irregardless, or is it just regardless? So we get out to the big water, as much as Dixon entrance area is, and I think that's about where we got to by this time. Then they have me go up on deck, boat's adrift. They have me put on my Gumby suit. I'm sure a new guy did it slowly, even though I'm pretty sure I'd practiced in boot camp to do it. Didn't have the grocery bags, which is key. I mean, it is so important. There's this little tiny grocery bag makes a big difference in how quickly you can get a Gumby suit on. Get those grocery bags in the hood of your Gumby, and then your survival suit, and put those on your boots, and then hop into that Gumby. It's like grease lightning. You just like slide into that Gumby suit now. Once those grocery bags are on your boots, you can take your boots off if you got Romeos on. It's probably almost as good, but grocery bags, those are the way to go, especially if lace-up boots. So I get it on. The guy that's up there with me, he's like, "Hey, hop into the water off the boat and swim around the boat." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." I don't know what's coming. I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I'll do it." So I hop off, start swimming around the boat, and then they light up both engines. I can't remember. Maybe they had them on still. I think they might have taken them off. Mosquitoes. And they take off and leave me. I'm just there with me and the Orcas, right? Like, they just totally leave me out in the the open, right? So I totally think that they're coming back for me, but it feels weird to be out miles from shore, right? With nothing but a lot of water. Nothing bumped me in the water. That probably would have, what can you do, right? So the boat eventually, like right when they're out of sight, I can hardly see them anymore. They turn around and you know, no big deal. They come back and do a man overboard drill. You know, it was like a 2-for-1 deal. New guy orientation and man overboard drill. And it was okay. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, once you can't touch. So you know, once the water is deeper than like 5 feet for me, my head, you know, I have to swim to keep my head out of the water. So it might as well be 1,000 feet or you know, 5 feet. It doesn't matter, right? In your head, like you're thinking like, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, it sounds good. But when you're out there on your own, it can feel a little different. So anyway, next day we saw orcas, and you know, it's like that's really cool to see, but also like, come on guys, you left me in the water. It's a good experience to have, to be out in the water on your own, just you floating around further than is reasonable for you to just like swim to land. You know, it's a few miles away. Distances over water are hard to estimate, right? But I think there was an island probably less than 2 miles away from me. Not a very big one. Might have been hard to hit, right? If there's a current or something, or wind, you know. It was a pretty calm day, so it's probably wouldn't. Anyway. Yeah. So, new guy, first day. That was my first day. First unit. Yeah. All right. Well, we've used up a perfectly good evening telling stories and up on the roof, and you know, as always, your Uncle Jimbo loves you.